dear children, welcome you all to the online class. I am very happy and glad to meet you all in this online class. So welcome to English grammar session again. So today we are going to learn about a very important topic in grammar. Okay. So last class you have learnt about verbs. Okay. So with the continuation of that and the two different types of verbs we are going to learn today, and also you are going to be clarified about the difference between the verbs and nouns and adjectives. Okay, so before going into the topic, I would like to encourage you with a small quote. Right? You are braver than you believe. You are stronger than you seem. You are smarter than you think. Okay, so these are the words. If you read it, okay, and understand it very deeply, you come out of your limitations and boundaries. Okay, so you may think only to certain extent I can work, only to certain extent I can get mark. So this is my limitation, this is my boundary. So we create boundaries to ourselves, okay, to our works and abilities. But this quote clearly explains you are not of that. You can do much better than what you think and imagine about your own self. So just think and act accordingly, because you are braver, stronger and smarter children. Okay children, so smarter children will always do smart things. Alright, so today, as I said, we are going to learn about the non-finite verbs. Okay, in last class you have learned about what is verb. What is verb? Verb is nothing but a word or group of words which shows action, event. I'm going to explain you about finite verb. Okay. Actually, the verb is classified into main verbs and auxiliary verbs. Okay, that is the main division in verb. So this is the other division, that is finite verbs and non-finite verbs. Okay, so finite, first you have to be very clear with finite verbs, then you can easily learn non-finite verbs. Finite verbs, it has limited agreement with subject. Okay, tenses, number and person. Okay, so tenses is when you read a sentence with this finite verb usage, you can find out when the action is taken place. For example, as I said, tenses means present tense, past tense and future tense. Okay, and secondly, it is person. It has limitation. As I said, finite verb has limited agreement with subject. Okay, first what limitation? That it shows tenses. Next one, it changes according to the subject, that is first person, second person and third person. And the next one is according to the number. Okay, according to the number it changes. Okay, so for each and everything I will be giving you examples. For example, first one, for tenses we will go with tenses. Along with it I will be explaining you for the subject as well as for the numbers. Alright, so the first one is Reena loves ice cream. Okay, Reena loves ice cream. So first here it describes about the simple present tense. Okay, loves is a word that she always liked that. Okay, so loves is a word that shows very clearly about the simple present tense over here. Okay, she watched a thriller movie. So watched shows here a simple past. Okay, I will take class tomorrow. So it shows will is a modal verb. This helps you to represent the sentence, that is the action is going to take place in future. So here we learn simple present, simple past and simple future, as well as continuous tense. If it is ing form, I am writing a story. So which means I am continuously doing some action. It shows that it is present continuous tense. Okay, she has read the book, which means it is a present perfect tense. So for each and every auxiliary word, with the help of the auxiliary verb, we were able to identify what type of tenses it is and also when certain action is taken place. Okay, as I said, with the subject, she loves ice cream. Okay, if you tell for yourself, if you want, according to the subject it changes, right? She is a second person. Now for example, if you talk about you, here we will not write I likes ice cream. What we will change here, the word will be changed here as I like ice cream. So here you can see clearly the main verb is changed very strictly. So that is what I said. According to the subject, according to the tenses, and according to the person. Okay, as I said, she is writing. Okay, that is singular, only one girl. So she is writing. For example, number of children are playing. They are playing. So according to the number it changes. She is playing. They are playing. So here you can find out the difference. So the auxiliary verb along with the main verb, it changes according to the sentence. Yes, according to their tenses. Okay, according to the subject and according to the number. As I said, finite verbs, it has limitations with subject in tenses, person and number. So according to that, we have seen the examples. Now in non-finite verb, we are going to learn about how the verb acts here. Okay, that is the main thing that we are going to learn in this non-finite verb. So non-finite verb, it has three different categories under them. That is infinitive, gerund and participle. Okay, infinitive, it will be very easy for you to learn, and participle and gerund are the same kind. Okay, same words, but in what are the ways we are going to make difference out of it, that is the thing that we are going to concentrate and learn today. So all the three topics are going to be, subtopics are going to be very easy for you to learn. Alright children, so non-finite verb, as I said, it does not have any limitations with the subject. So here we cannot see any tenses usage also. Okay, even the tenses change, the verbs, that is the words, will not be changed. Okay, here the non-finite verbs, the verbs will not act as a main verb. Okay, that you have to understand here. So it acts as a word, that always it remains the same in whatever tenses. Okay, so she likes to eat ice cream. So infinitive form, okay, infinitive form is to plus base verb. As I said, it is not going to act as a main verb. Alright, so to eat, to drink, to pray, to run. So all to plus base verb is called infinitive words. So non-finite verbs, as I said, it does not have any limitations. Okay, so Sheila likes to eat ice cream. Reena liked to eat ice cream. So here you can see two different tenses used, that is likes, liked. But did the infinitive word change over there? To eat, because both the places we are using the same to eat, even the tenses are changed. So that is called infinitive, because it does not affect the verb. Why? It is not acting as a main verb over there. Okay, and also we have we are going to learn one by one in what are the places, how the words are taken place. Okay, object. Okay, first we are going to learn how it is going to act as a object. So infinitive verbs, how it is going to act as a object. So usually where we will use this after the words like likes, prefer, love, mean, so and many other words are there. So after this word we will use. For example, I love to eat ice cream. Okay, I prefer to read storybooks in the night time. I agreed to stay here. So after all these kind of words, we will use this to plus base verb, and this here it acts as a object. Very clearly you can see that. As I said, you have to be first very clear about the subject and object, then you can learn all this very easily. Okay, next one, it acts as a subject. Okay, first I said spoke about object, how it acted as an object. Second one, it acts as a subject. Okay, so to err is human, to forgive is divine. Okay, so for the here it acts as a subject here. Okay, to err is human. To err is a word that it acts as subject, because the form is not at all changed here. So it acts as a noun. So subject and object both are nouns. So first you have to be very clear, the infinitive verbs, okay, they act as a noun. First I have given example for object. Now I am giving examples for subject. Okay, to dance is my hobby. Okay, so all these words come under subject. So we used this to plus base verb itself as a noun. Okay, third one, it helps you to state a purpose. We use pen to write. Okay, shows some purpose. We use pen to write. Okay, so these are the examples that we use to represent that it is used for some purpose. Rice is used to cook, to eat. So these are the words you can find out it is used for some purpose. Next one, with some adjective to comment on some actions. Okay, so what are the examples? Let me explain. So here, first one, we are going to see it acts along with the adjective. Okay, the to plus base verb, that is infinitive words, acts along with the adjective. That is, it is convenient to know a good doctor. Okay, it is convenient to know a good doctor. This to plus base verb is used along with the adjective. You can see that. So it is convenient to know a good doctor. If you fall ill, he may help you. And next one, to plus base verb, that is infinitive words, will come after an adjective. Okay. It is the right thing to do. Okay, it is the right thing to do. And I will give you some more examples. That is, right thing is adjective, to do is after the adjective, it is written there. I want you to wait. I want you to wait. So what the subject is expecting from the object, even that also comes as adjective. Okay, I have no time to eat. Okay, so here you are talking about even adjective. It is like you are showing something that you have no time to eat. Okay, so it acts as an adjective here. Okay, so these are the words that acts after the adjective. I have no time, which means no time shows that really you are busy or something, or you are not ready to eat. So that shows the adjective purpose, and to eat. So it comes after the adjective. So I asked you to wait here. Okay, so all these examples you can very clearly note it down for your clear understanding. Okay, and also to question. Okay, for questioning purpose, to plus base verb, that is infinitive. To plus base verb means infinitive. So first, as we see, it acted as a subject, as an object, that is as a noun it acted, and as an adjective. Okay, after the adjective and along with the adjective. This one is to ask questions. What are the questions? So to ask question, Priya wanted to know where the shop was. Dina asked his mother how to cook. Okay, so all these words can be used to question, and also it used along with to, that is TOO, to and enough. It is too late to go to the shopping. Okay, it is too late to, as I said, to TOO, too late to go to the shopping. Okay, next one is I'm not tall enough to climb the stairs. Okay, I'm not tall enough to reach the shelf. So all these words, so along with to and enough, we can use this. Some exceptional case where we cannot use to plus base verb, that also come under infinitive, but we cannot use to verb, to plus base verb. In that case, we cannot use two forms along with the base verbs. So that is called bad infinitive. So we can tell, for example, she made me cry. Okay, she made me cry. That is the example for that. She made me to cry now. So she made me cry. It is a correct sentence. So where we are not using to form because it is not necessary over there. So that form of verbs come under bare infinitive. Alright. Now we will go into the book back exercise. Okay. So we have, you can take your book and we will start doing that. Alright children. So in page number 50, whatever like I have explained to you, you can again go through the book and you can learn it. So first one, that is in page number 50, A. Complete the following sentences with the infinitive of the verbs in the box. So there are words given in the box. You can use that and complete the sentence. Would you like to buy some gifts from this shop? We use a knife to cut vegetables. B2. Mom, can I stay at home today? Mom, no. You have to go to school. Can I get you something to drink? It is nice to make new friends. As I said, whatever like 2 plus base verb, it is infinitive words. Okay. Can you tell me how to use this printer? The villagers have to fetch water from a well outside the village. So after writing all the 8 sentences, you can very clearly see even the tenses are changed. The 2 plus main verb, that is 2 plus base verb, that is the infinitive words did not change in any form. That is why we call it as infinitive form. Alright. So next one we are going to see about the bad infinitives. As I said, there is no need to use 2 plus base verb. So first one, as I said, you made me to cry. So no need 2 over there. So 2 we omitted. She made me cry. You made me cry. You made me scream. You made me beat you. So all that comes under the sentences. We need not to use 2 plus base verb. Only base verb is used over there. So with the same way we are going to write it in the fill in the blanks. Okay. Now complete the following conversation with bare infinitive forms of verbs given in the box below. You may have to use some verbs more than once. Did you hear? So first one, Jaya, did you hear a noise last night? Chaya, yes, I heard the dog bark once, but I dared not go out and see if any was there. Okay, here there is no need to use to form. Okay. Please help me cross the garden. I saw a snake slither out from a hole and I dare not go alone. Need to. Sure, let the snake go away, then I will help you cross the garden. Okay. I watched Raju climb a tree yesterday. I had told him not to. He is too young. I must scold him. You need not scold him. Okay. Mummy, let him climb as many trees as he wants. He can do it very well. Okay. With this infinitive form, we are completing. So far I was teaching you about 2 plus base verb, that is infinitive. Now we are moving into gerund and participle. Okay. Base verb plus ing form gives you participle form. Okay. That is present participle as well as gerund form. So these are the words that we are going to learn now. So first we will learn about gerund. Okay. So gerund is nothing but it acts as a subject, object and to be form. Okay. First I will explain you about how the gerund acts as a subject. Okay. As I said, subject can be either noun or pronoun and it do not have any other forms. So that is the rule for subject. How here the ing form can be used as subject, that we are going to get clarified here. Alright children. So swimming is a good exercise. Swimming is a good exercise. So swimming is that is swim is a base verb plus ing is used as swimming. Here it acts as a subject. How does it acts as a subject? Because no further it can change it is forms. Okay. Any other, it cannot be changed into any other forms because we are talking about that particular exercise that is good for health. Okay. Here we are not talking that somebody is performing that action. We are talking about that exercise which is good for health. So swimming is the exercise which is good for health. Writing is good practice. Reading reduces your stress and anxiety. So these are the words, ing form of words acts here as a subject. Okay, next one, it acts as an object. For example, I love dancing. My mother loves cooking. My sister likes painting. So all these words acts as an object there. Okay, so you can see very clear difference between the subject, how does it act as subject and how does it act as object. Both subject and object we call it as noun. So first gerund acts as a noun, that you have to keep it in your mind very well. Okay, so next one is present participle. We have different types of participles, that is present participle, past participle. Okay, so we use mainly present participle is the word that is ing form. Okay, main verb plus ing form. So that base verb plus ing form we use it for continuous tenses. She is writing, she is playing, she is teaching. Okay, even whatever continuous, even past continuous also we will use. Was writing, okay, will be writing. So all the continuous tenses we will be using this ing form. Acts as adjective. Okay, you have to be very clear about this. Okay, it acts as adjective. Okay, so I like that dancing doll. Okay, I like that dancing doll. So this word, that is that ing form, is used as adjective to describe a noun. Okay, dancing doll, crying baby. Okay, do not get down from the running bus. So I saw my friend getting down from the running train. So all these words are used before a noun to describe that ing. Same ing form is used before a noun to describe it. Okay, in what state they are explained. So these words come under participle form. So gerund acts as a noun, that is as a subject and object, whereas participle acts as a adjective, that is like a describing word. Okay, like describes the state of what is done. Okay, we will go into the book exercise, children. Complete the following sentences. You can use the gerund forms of the verbs given in the box. Okay, this is gerund forms of the verb we are going to use. So what is gerund form? ing. Okay, so all the words are given. For example, you are going to add ing and you are going to write. Be careful with the spellings, because when you add ing, the chance for changing the spellings. Okay, first one, dash fruits is healthy. So what word is suitable for that? Eat. So when we add ing, eating fruits is healthy. Here it acts as a subject. Okay, second one, skating is a difficult sport, swimming is easier. Okay, so skating, the same ing form we are changing, right? You can write either that way. So for example, if swimming is difficult, swimming is difficult, you can write swimming is difficult sport, skating is easier. You can write it as you wish. Third one, Sumana enjoys shopping at the supermarket. Rahman loves learning new language. Okay. So next one, same thing. Gerunds are used for writing notices or instructions in public places. Look at the following notices and match them with the places given in the box. Pay attention to the use of gerunds. Your talking will disturb others. Where you are not supposed to talk? In library. So mark 1. Fishing is not allowed in the lake. Trespassing is punishable by law. Private property. Parking at owner's risk. Where? In parking lot. So we can see all these writings in the as a notices in the public places. Alright. Can you write some notices like the ones above for the following places? Make sure you use some gerunds. Okay. So playground. Actually in the previous match we have the notices were given and we have found out in what are the places. Now places are given, we are going to write as the same way, like notices we are going to write. Okay. Playground. Climbing trees is prohibited. Classroom. Damaging school property is punishable. Kitchen. Washing hands before handling food is good habit. Your own room. Trespassing is not allowed. Okay, so these are the things that we have written. Next one, you are going to find out what is gerund and what is present participle. For gerund, G it is given. For present participle, PP it is given. So gerund is nothing but it acts as a subject and object. That is, it acts as a noun. Present participle, it acts as an adjective. So that you are going to find out and write. People think that crying is a sign of weakness, but that is not true. So it acts as an object over there. Okay. Okay. Snorkeling is an exciting sport. It acts as a subject again. Okay. So it is a gerund. Third one. Post met some talking parrots. As I said, it describes a noun. So it is a past. It is a present participle. Let sleeping dogs lie. Sleeping dogs. Again, it is ing form is used before a noun. It is present participle. Aladdin had a flying carpet. Again, it is a present participle. Are you clear with this? Okay, next one. Think of some activities you like doing better than others. Some activities you don't like doing at all. Then complete the following sentences. Use the verbs in the gerund form. The first one has been done for you. Okay, we are going to write it in a gerund form. That is as a noun form. Okay, ing form as a noun form. I like making puddings better than cooking vegetables. Okay, so I have given few answers here. These answers can be on your own. See to that it is in a gerund form. Alright. I do not like singing as much as dancing. Okay, so you can write whatever words you want. Third one. I enjoy swimming more than playing tennis. I like cooking very much. I love reading most of all. Okay, so you can write the words on your own, like whatever is suitable for you, like whatever it strikes in your mind. Okay, with this we are completing off the non-finite form of verb. So you have to be very clear. First, if you are very clear with the differentiate between the finite verb and non-finite verb, and this is going to be the very easy topic for you. Okay, in non-finite verb we have three types, that is gerund. First one is infinitive, gerund and participle form. So you have to be very clear. Okay, in infinitive, where it acts as subject, where it acts as object, and how does it used as adjective. Same way in gerund. Okay, gerund acts as a noun. Okay, as a subject and object. But in present participle, it acts as a adjective. So you have to be clear with all that, and you can get clarified out of it. Alright, children. So, fill in the blanks with suitable infinitive. First one, Hannah loves watch TV. So, the answer is Hannah loves to watch TV. Next one, we use pen to dash. So, the answer is we use pen to write. Next one, fill in the blanks with suitable gerund. Dash is a good exercise. So, the answer is running is a good exercise. Number 2, dash fruits is healthy. The answer is eating fruits is healthy. So have a great day. Do your worksheet. Submit everything on time. Don't give any excuses. As I said in the beginning, you can do anything beyond your imagination. Alright children, have a great day. Thank you.